Hi, my name is Ashley. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am excited because I'm really doing it. I've been wanting to get on YouTube for a while, and I guess today's the day. I recently walked into my 30th year of life, and there are a few things that I've learned in the past few years that I'd like to perfect this year. And I figured, why not make this the first video? So I hope that you can relate to one of the 5 or so points that I'm going to share. But even if you can't, I thank you for your understanding, because these are the shoes that I've walked in. So they mean something. These points, these lessons that I've learned mean something to me. Either way, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy. All right, so let's get into it. So one of the first lessons that I've learned that I want to share is that an expert still asks questions. This was a big one for me because it was a confidence booster. I tend to have a childlike, playful personality. And so when that's the first thing that you know about me, or it's the first thing that I reveal about myself, it's really hard for me to switch from that into, okay, I'm the adult in the room. And there were areas in my life where I was the adult in the room, but there was 1 or 2 areas in my life where I was struggling to kind of shift back into, okay, you're the expert, and finding my confidence in that space, right? So kind of just figuring out or realizing that I don't have to know everything, but as long as I have something that I can pass down, then I am enough of an expert in it to be able to teach and not just stay silent. I hope that makes sense. Okay, the second one, a little bit dramatic, but it just needs to be said. I'm a fixer, okay? Which is good and bad, right? It's the way the Lord made me, but I am willing to grow within that and also outside of that. And so one of the things that he is challenging me in recently is that just because there is a problem does not mean that I have to be the one that fixes it, right? And he has shown me this in my personal life, but also in ministry, right? Just because I can does not mean I should. So let's say, you have a friend and you haven't spoken to them for 6 months or a year, because life gets busy. We can't hit up every single person that's in our phone contact. But this person has now made it an issue. Now it's, oh, I'm dropping people, I don't like this person anymore. And it's not that you've actually caused a problem. It's just that sometimes people, they can't live their life in peace. They're looking for drama at all moments. One day they know you, the next day they act like they don't know you. They want nothing to do with you. And where I used to be like, okay, how do I fix this? How do I figure this out so that this person is still aware that even if I'm busy or they're busy, I still love them, I still care about them. Before, that would be me. Now I'm kind of just realizing, look, I want a drama-free life. Me, I like peace. I love peace. And so the best way to get peace is to not involve myself in drama that honestly doesn't need to exist in the first place, right? So that's kind of one of the ways that I've learned to not be a fixer. The third lesson that I learned is one of my favorite lessons. It's one of my favorite lessons. And it's that my front door doesn't need to be open to every single person. Even more, my front door is the only thing that needs to be open to start a conversation, right? If you think of a house, when you're going up to a house, you knock on the door, right? It's kind of awkward to talk to someone between a closed door, but you open it so that you can see this person face to face and actually have this conversation with them. And sometimes that's enough, whether it's with a friend that you were very close to years ago or a complete stranger. And sometimes it applies for people that have been in your life this entire time. The only thing required for a conversation is that the front door is opened. Now, as that relationship builds, as trust is built on, that person could be invited into my front porch, and then into my kitchen, and then into my living room, right? Having a conversation does not require that you know every single thing about me right away and that I know every single thing about you right away. There are some things that really are meant to be kept private. Otherwise, our homes would be exposed. What's the point of walls that you can't see through? You might as well make the walls windows. I might as well enjoy seeing every part of your life and knowing every single detail, and you having absolutely no privacy. Ew, sorry, I'm like thinking about it. That is so invasive. Yet most of us live our life telling and exposing all parts of us all at once, right? And sometimes it's the people who don't need to be in our lives at all. I would say like a superficial or a super simple example of this is, having a conversation with someone and they say, I love oranges. And instead of just sitting back and listening and receiving, hey, they like oranges, you kind of feel the need to be like, I like oranges too. And they're like, yeah, my favorite color is pink. Like, my favorite color is pink too. But I also like yellow and green. And I don't like, not to say who cares, but why are you telling all of your business? And how come you feel the need to affirm and or agree or show that you are the same or similar to someone? It's not necessary. Like, so I had to learn, hey, be okay with the front door conversation. Not everyone needs to know every single thing about your life. And I'm already a naturally private person, so that wasn't very hard for me. The part that I'm working on is not feeling the need to show that I agree or disagree right away. Just kind of sitting back and listening. And, accepting the fact that that person likes oranges. And I might be obsessed with oranges too. But it's not necessary for me to say that. I don't have to say that. Okay, number 4, living my life for God. Now, this one seems obvious. Yeah, of course we live our life for God. Who else are we living our life for? And yet sometimes we forget it, right? So growing up, on our way to church, our parents would pray with us in the car. We would pray together as a family. And one of the prayers that we would always overhear our mother praying, and one that she would kind of like lead us in praying, is that we would not go to church to be seen or to be heard, that we would go to church simply to worship, simply to glorify God and to meet God there, right? Knowing that he's everywhere, but going to church to meet God, to encounter God. And that's one prayer and one lesson that I've expanded to all the other areas in my life, right? It's just the understanding that I live for God and not for people. People can put all kinds of concerns and worries and desires and suggestions and opinions on me, but ultimately they have no control about the outcome. The only one who has control over my life and the end result of it is God, which means that the only opinion I need to take, that I need to factor into my daily routines and what I do on my weekends and where I go and, to some extent who I go with, is God. The Holy Spirit is very much there for a reason. I don't need 100 other people to tell me what to do. Now, this is to be taken with the understanding that counsel is good. Having wise people around you is good. All I'm saying is people should not have the final say in your life. Sure, hear what they have to say, but it's every conversation, every thought, every question you have should start and end with God. He might lead you to wise counsel, but that doesn't mean that that's the only counsel you should be taking. So, living my life for God. The last one I want to share, number 5, is something that I didn't realize I was doing until someone very close to me pointed it out. And it's the fact that I simply can't take a compliment. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And I had to sit with myself and kind of reflect and figure out, why do compliments make me feel so uncomfortable? I don't know where it started from or what it's rooted in. Crazy. Sorry. I'm hearing myself say this and I sound crazy. But hey, like I said, these are the shoes that I've walked in. So even if you can't understand, I get it, because I'm hearing me and I'm like, okay, sorry, focus. Yeah, and I have a tendency of dimming my light. And I'm not doing that crap anymore. I'm not dimming my light anymore. I am who I am. God has made me the way he made me, but I need to be able to enjoy what God has poured into me. I want to enjoy all of the blessings, all of the love, just all of it. I need to enjoy all of what God poured into me without apologizing. And that's really what it is. I hope you got something from that. See you next time, I guess.